With profound humble gratitude and love to all venerated enlightened masters, we bow to the Almighty in soulful gratefulness for gifting us with their holy blessed presence. May all beings be awakened by their divine grace.
Part 4 of 4.
Etc.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule.
番組は多言語放送です。放送予定は suprememastertv.com/schedule。
Being aware that pleasures are causes for the continuance of worldly existence, as illustrated in the above similes of the greedy man, one should be cautious and stir as little as possible, like a snake in the presence of Suparna, large bird of prey. Please continue watching to find out more about the wisdom of Jainism.
Be vegan. The world is yours, man.
If you ever visit India, you will be greeted with "Aapse milkar acha laga." It means "nice to meet you" in Hindi. I'm Advika. The wonderful Indian people wish you happiness and good spiritual upliftment. May Lord Mahavira bestow love and blessings on you and your family always. Welcome to From Sacred Jainism Scripture, Uttaradhyayana, Lecture 14, Part 2 of 2. The religion of Jainism, traditionally called Jain Dharma, originated in ancient India. Jain Dharma emphasizes the value of right perception, right knowledge, and right conduct. Through inner reflection and sincere practice of these principles, one can attain moksha or realization of the soul's true nature. The concept of ahimsa or non-violence is also central to Jainism. Thus, with respect for all life, Jain practitioners follow a pure vegan or plant-based diet. The Jain lineage includes 24 Tirthankaras, or beings who share their enlightenment with others. The Tirthankaras' teachings comprise the Agam Sutras, which are the holy scriptures of Jainism. The 24th and last Tirthankara was Lord Mahavira, whose name means great hero. Born into a royal family in 599 BC, Prince Mahavira decided as a young man to pursue a solitary spiritual life. After 12 years of intensive meditation, he attained Uttaradhyayana, or the highest wisdom. Lord Mahavira was known to face all obstacles with acceptance and forgiveness. He also shared discourses on spiritual truths which formed the basis of present-day Jainism. Supreme Master Qinghai has paid tribute to the spiritual greatness of Lord Mahavira during lectures given in Taiwan, also known as Formosa, on various occasions.
I don't know if anyone in the history of mankind could have done, or could be doing, or will be doing such an asceticism, such a sacrifice like the Lord Mahavira. We really salute him and are grateful. To all that he has to endure for enlightenment, for the sake of others, yes. All these sufferings are not for naught. they would benefit the world in some way or another, even without the Lord Mahavira knowing, or even without the world people knowing or being grateful for.
We now invite you to continue listening to excerpts from the 14th lecture of Uttaradhyayana, one of the most important scriptures in Jainism. After hearing from his sons, Purohita with his wife and sons had entered the order, abandoning pleasures and all his large property, which inspires King Ishukara and his wife Kamlavati. 14th lecture, Ishukara. Mankind is harassed by death. It is taken hold of by old age. The days are called unfailing. Know this, Father. The day that goes by will never return. The days elapse without profit to him who acts contrary to the law, spiritual precepts. The day that goes by will never return. The days elapse with much profit to him who acts up to the law, spiritual precepts. Having lived together in one place and both parties having acquired righteousness, we shall, O my sons, afterwards go forth as monks and beg alms from house to house. He who can call death his friend, or who can escape him, or who knows that he will not die, might perhaps decide this shall be done tomorrow. We will even now adopt the law, spiritual precepts, after the adoption of which we shall not be born again. The future has nothing in store for us which we have not experienced already. Faith will enable us to put aside attachment. Bhrigu speaks to his wife, Vashishti. Domestic life ceases to have attraction for one who has lost his sons. Vashishti, the time has arrived for me to turn mendicant friar. As long as a tree retains its branches, it is really a tree. When they are lopped off, it is called a trunk. As a bird without its wings, as a king in battle without his followers, as a merchant on a boat without his goods, even so am I without my sons. You have brought together all these objects of desire and have collected many exquisitely pleasant things. Let us therefore fully enjoy the pleasures. Afterwards, we shall go forth on the road of salvation. We have finished enjoying pleasures. My dear, our life is drawing to its close. I do not abandon pleasures for the sake of an unholy life, but looking with indifference on gain and loss, on happiness and suffering, I shall lead the life of a monk. May you not remember your brothers when it is too late, like an old goose swimming against the current? Enjoy the pleasures together with me. A mendicant's life is misery. My dear, as a snake casts off the slough of its body and goes along free and easy, even so have my sons abandoned pleasure. Why should I, being left alone, not follow them? As the fish, Rohita, breaks through a weak net, even so wise men of exemplary character and famous for their austerities abandon pleasure and live as mendicants. As the herons fly through the air and the geese too, who had rent the net, even so my sons and my husband depart. Why should I, being left alone, not follow them? When the queen had heard that the Purohita with his wife and sons had entered the order, abandoning pleasures and all his large property, she spoke to the king. A man who returns, as it were, to the vomit is not praised, but you want to confiscate the property left by the Brahmana. If the whole world and all treasures were yours, you would still not be satisfied, nor would all this be able to save you. Whenever you die, O king, and leave all pleasant things behind, the law, spiritual precepts alone, and nothing else in this world will save you, O monarch. As a bird dislikes the cage, so do I dislike the world. I shall live as a nun without offspring, poor, upright, without desire, without love of gain, and without hatred. As when by a conflagration of a forest, animals are burned, other beasts greatly rejoice, being under the influence of love and hate, even so, we, fools that we are, being attached to pleasure, do not perceive that the world is consumed by the fire of love and hatred. Those who have enjoyed pleasures and have renounced them move about like the wind and go wherever they please, like the birds unchecked in their flight. When they are caught and held by my hand, sir, they struggle. We shall be like them if we are attached to pleasures. As an unbaited bird sees a baited one caught in the snare, even so shall we avoid every bait and walk about, not baited by anything. Being aware that pleasures are causes for the continuance of worldly existence, as illustrated in the above similes of the greedy man, one should be cautious and stir as little as possible, like a snake in the presence of Suparna, large bird of prey. Like an elephant who has broken his fetters, go to your proper destination, O great King Ishukari. This is the wholesome truth I've learned. Leave your large kingdom and the pleasures which are so dear to all. Abandon what pleases the senses, and what attracts, be without attachment and property. Learn thoroughly the law, spiritual precepts, and give up all amusements. Then practice famous and severe penance, being of firm energy. In this way, all these professors of the law, spiritual precepts, gradually obtained enlightenment, being frightened by birth and death and seeking for the end of misery. Their doubts about the true doctrine were dispersed, and they realized the bhavanas, meditation. In a short time, they reached the end of misery. The king and the queen, the Brahmanical Purohita, his wife, and his sons, they all reached perfection. Thus, I say,
Man was created to live from the dews of heaven and the fat of the earth, from the grains and vegetation of the land and the fruits of the tree. All a person's organs indicate that we are not meat eaters. The Reverend Rabbi Isaac Hebenstrike, vegetarian.
Cheerful viewers, we appreciate your company today for words of wisdom. May love and peace prevail in welcoming a vegan world.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/WOW